Yeah, my name is Odongo Tonny. I am the director, Cedar Nursery and Primary School, Arua City campus. Yes, Cedar Nursery and Primary School is a private day and boarding primary school offering both nursery and primary education system. Today is a day that we have been visited by our bank, the official from our bank, that is where our school account is located, that is Centenary, Centenary Road Development Bank. We opened up a bank account with Centenary right away in 2023. Centenary also offered the school a service that is called green energy. And that green energy, Centenary was able to construct for us the energy saving stove that is being used by the school currently.
Hello, my name is Alexis Echitoleko. I am the manager, business banking, Centenary Bank, Arua branch. The green energy loan product is broad, and therein we have solar options, power connections, and then the cook stoves, clean energy, clean cooking. So for Cedar Primary School, we gave them, we constructed for them a clean cook stove. It's called a modern cook stove. How it works is it needs less natural fuel in terms of wood fuel. So it reduces pressure on the environment. It also has less emission of greenhouse gases like maybe the smoke, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide from the combustion of the wood. So reducing those emissions and reducing the wood consumption all reduce pressure on the environment.
Under energy saving stove scheme, we were guided by Mr. Gaspar from Centenary Bank Arua branch on how to apply for this loan. We were encouraged that this loan comes without any collateral. You don't need to fill so many forms. You don't need so many things for you to access this. It is almost free with very little interest. So after the encouragement from Gaspar, we were able to apply for this loan. Within a period of 1 week, we were able to get the loan that we had applied for. With the help of Mr. Adam, the construction of the stove started. From there, within a period of 3 days, the stove was constructed. Now, the benefit that we get as a school from this stove, before the construction of the stove, we could spend 2 trips of wood fuel every term. And a trip of wood fuel here cost 850,000 shillings, which means roughly we could spend 1.7 million shillings. But from the time the stove was constructed by Centenary at our school, we now spend 100,000 shillings for 2 weeks. That is firewood for 100,000 shillings can serve for a period of 2 weeks, which means in a term of 12 weeks, we are able to spend 600,000 shillings on wood fuel. Now, when we compare the 1.7 million and then the 600,000 shillings that we are spending today, which means the school is able to save 1,100,000 shillings on wood fuel alone. So this is the energy stove that has been given to Cedar Nursery and Primary School by Centenary Bank. So this energy stove, it has 2 pots. We have one for posho and then one for putting the beans. So where you put them concurrently, and the only place where you need to put the firewood is this one down. The moment the firewood is put down here, this one is enough, just some few that you can see, some few that you can put here. Then all this clay can be heated up because it is made out of clay. So the moment this clay becomes hot, then whatever you are putting here can now, you can even remove the firewood, then now the hot clay can now make the sauce here to get ready. And because everything is sealed here, you find that the time that you used to spend on an open fire can now be saved because all the heat can accumulate here and eventually the beans can get ready very fast, and even the portion. So it is time saving in this case. And then you find that the issue of the heat that I was saying, that our cooks, our workers are protected. Here you can touch here. You find it's not as hot as people may think. So our cooks can even sit here. You find that the heat does not affect them. So this is the advantage of this energy saving stove. Then you find that the smoke, instead of smoke coming direct into the source, the smoke goes through the chimney and goes outside there. So which means whatever you put here is always clean. Even the roof here, we find it's always clean because the smoke has got its direct exit. So does not get into the source to contaminate the source. So this is the advantage of the stove that I was talking about. So you can start with this one. If you have a bigger number, then you keep on expanding depending on the demand. But this one, according to the population of around 500, 600 that we have at the school, you find this one is enough because it is time saving. Within a short time, you find.
We have different kinds of customers. Some are individuals, others are institutions. But the requirements are more or less the same. If we talk about identification, both individuals and institutions have identification documents. Those are a must. Leaving alone the requirement of a customer having an account and so on, here we look at one, the purpose. The intention of the customer should be towards saving the environment or reducing pressure, looking for options that are intended to reduce pressure on the environment, saving the environment, conservation of the environment. So a customer must have, apart from that need, which is the purpose, a customer must have a good income source, which is capacity to pay back the loan. You know, much as these loans are very cheap, to one extent that the interest rate is 1.25% per month, which is a total of 15% per year on reducing balance. Still, as low as that of an interest rate, customers must have strong income sources for them to be able to service the loans through to completion. When you access the branch, there are always people there ready and waiting for you to guide you on where to go, depending on what you need. Now, for green energy loans, they're processed in the credit section. So somebody will guide you to the credit section, where you will find dedicated personnel or officers who will receive you and take you through the entire process. The things you need to come with, the national ID is a must. And if you have a business, now here we are talking about your source of income. Remember, we talk about your capacity to pay back the loan. So your source of income is key. It can be a business where you will need to have evidence of business ownership, and your business has to be legal, meaning you must have the documentation, legal documentation like trading license, and so on and so forth. If the income sources are maybe you're a salary earner, then you must come with your employment documents or evidence of employment so that we can be able to verify your income, which as a way of finding out your capacity to service the loans you might need.
I would like to thank the officials from Centenary Bank branch Arua, that is Mr. Gaspar, who guided us through the processes of opening the school account. And I would wish to advise all my fellow school directors, head teachers, administrators, to please join us in this struggle to ensure that we keep our school free and smart from this kind of contamination, food contamination, and unnecessary costs that we spend on wood fuel. With this, you can contact the school, the Centenary Bank, any branch that is near you. You will never go wrong. You will always be assisted. Even if you don't have an account with Centenary Bank, there's a way you will still be helped and you will still get these services available at your school. The same way, I would like to encourage the district leaders to promote these services, which are only free and needs only sensitization. People should get to know, especially institutions that always spend a lot because it's the institution that are always taking a lot of firewood and making this kind of deforestation. So if our local leaders could embrace this and support the initiative by only advocating and ensuring that the information flows down to the institution and the source is just direct with Centenary Bank. And with Centenary Bank, the branches are almost everywhere. So please, let's make the best use of this opportunity. Centenary is always here for us. So let us not fear. Sometimes it's lack of information. So members who are listening to me now, you can take this information and spread the message to ensure that our schools become a safer place and it becomes an educational institution. Sometimes we teach about the disadvantages of cutting trees, and we are the schools that are going to cut trees again. Now, how can we really do the opposite? As teachers, as school leaders, please let us lead by example by going to Centenary, advocate for this, and then the Centenary puts for us a safe energy-saving stove at the schools.
To all our esteemed customers and all the citizens of this great nation, Centenary Bank being the largest and the leading local bank, we are always waiting and ready to partner with you, receive you, and do financing options that will move your businesses from the current level to the highest level. Remember, with growth or growing businesses and financing for Centenary Bank, the sky is just the beginning. So don't hesitate to access any Centenary branch near you for any kind of financing, starting from any need, school fees, just name it. You want to do a wedding, you want to baptize your children, you want to move abroad on holiday, you want to complete your house, trade finance, anything, acquire assets and so on and so forth. Agric, everything. Just come to Centenary Bank as your trusted partner in business growth.
Centenary Bank is regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.